This is Samuel Murphy. This channel is about film, my love of cinema, and my journey into filmmaking. So it's quite a new channel. It's like only a year old, and I've only just started to put content on here. And the purpose of these live streams is to just to see if I can connect with anyone who's interested in filmmaking and the filmmaking process, and to talk about my journey as I go forward with it. So yeah, that's what it's about. So hopefully we can we'll see where this live stream goes, and we'll see who we can connect with. We'll see how it goes. So if it seems like if it seems like there's a waiting game here, waiting for people to show up and arrive, it depends on the servers, the streaming servers and that. So we'll see how it goes. Hopefully, we might meet a couple of people, dependent, on who comes in. Hello, everyone. Hello. Hello. Two people here. Hello. Finally. Hello there. I hope you can hear me. Hello. So this channel is about filmmaking, anything to do with the filmmaking process. Anyone who's interested in filmmaking, that might be you right now. I don't know. I'm from the United Kingdom, the UK. This channel is about film, basically, and anything to do with the filmmaking process. So I just come on here just to speak, just to see if I can connect with anyone else who's interested. And obviously to share my journey as I go along. So thank you. I mean, yeah, I can speak about films as a film. We can do that. It's not a problem. But ideally, I'd like to speak to people that are interested in the filmmaking process. So that would be nice if I could meet people like that on here. This is a new channel. I mean, I've had it for a year, but I've only just started to put content on. If anyone here wants to get an idea about what this channel is like, go to my video section on here and look at the video called The Odyssey and IMAX. It's like a black and white video that I made. It's just some thoughts on what interests me as a film enthusiast and as a filmmaker. and what my feelings are about IMAX. Um, check it out. Check the video out, and it'll give you an idea about why of what I'm talking about. Keep going, bro. You are gonna be a big YouTuber one day. That would be cool. I mean, yeah, fine. I mean, I'm not doing this for YouTube. I want to be a filmmaker, like a true film. I am a filmmaker, you know, and I'm just waiting to make the first film first, you know, like the first project, you know. I've made other little things, like things on YouTube and that, but you know what I mean, what I'm trying to say. Yeah, if out of that comes a big YouTube channel, then so be it, you know, fair enough, fine, you know, that's great, you know. But I'm not doing all this to be on YouTube. I'm doing this to actually get into cinema. So, um, oh yes, thank you, Elian. Is that how you pronounce your name, Elian? Whereabouts are you from? How old are you? From Bangladesh. Hello there. So hello to everyone who's just joined this live stream. I'll just repeat myself just very quickly. My name is Sam, and I live in the UK. And this channel is about filmmaking, um, and anything to do with the filmmaking process. I'm happy to talk about it. You know, that's why I've made this channel. So you're 12, all right. Abu Sufyan, Abu Sufi, like Dunnoff. Thank you very much. Yeah, anyone here who's interested in filmmaking, that's what this channel is for. It's a platform for me to not only talk about my own journey going into it, it's about meeting other people that are interested in it as well. You're from Bangladesh. Well, there's two people here from Bangladesh. Wow. Oh, you're from Sweden? Yeah, I've heard. Yeah, I know Bangladesh. Yeah, yeah. Sweden, yes, yes. So, do you live near the capital? Do you live near Stockholm? I went there once. Oh, did I go there? Uh, yes, I did. Years ago. Years back. Before you were born, Elian. I went there. I can't really remember it. I can't remember. But I did come there. I went to Norway, Oslo. You know, we did a cruise that went to the Scandinavian countries, and we went to Stockholm. Yeah. I just don't remember. I don't remember what it was like. But anyway, so hello everyone. This channel is about filmmaking. Okay. Anyone out there who's interested in filmmaking, whatever part of filmmaking, it could be any aspect of the process. Um, that's what I'm here to talk about. Elian, nice to meet you. Yeah, thank you. See you later. See you. Excuse me. I'll be right back. I just need to go to the bathroom. Hello, 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 hello. All right, John. All right, Johnny. Oh yeah, John. I've got some interesting information. You know, I was talking uh, about how the YouTube algorithms are acting really strange recently. How it's been almost like non-existent. You know how what I was saying about how it was treating me. Apparently, everyone has been experiencing it. Even like big YouTube channels. There's been something happened recently that YouTube have changed certain settings. They've changed. It's affected the algorithm globally. Like it's affected. They've done something. They've done something. Uh, they've introduced new. They've done basically. They've done something. I don't really know how to explain what it is that they've done, but they've changed certain things about. They've done certain things, and it's not just affected me. It's affected loads of people. Um, hello, Savannah. Is that you? Yeah, it's affected loads of people. So that's why this has been happening. Well, my channel needs to grow, obviously. I need to get more likes, need to get more subscribers, and that helps the algorithm, But unless I put on a successful video which takes off and people you understand, like I mean I'm not doing enough I'm not really putting enough content on for me to get noticed. That is what it is. So it is obviously me, but but as a side thing, and I don't want to spend too much time on this, YouTube have changed a lot of things recently, and it's affected the world. And big YouTube channels like anyone, or it could be anybody. It's affected. So I saw some video of some guy talking about it yesterday. Um, yeah. So because I was saying, wasn't I? I was saying, what's going on with YouTube? I was saying it very vocally. I was saying something seems to go, something's happening, and like I suspected, something did. Something happened, man. But that's it is what it is. I'm not bothered. I just want to come in here and speak about filmmaking and just meeting people. You know what I mean? I'm not bothered about all that other stuff. You all right, Savannah? There was a mass Verizon outages and also ATMs on the entire eastern seaboard were down. Could have been something to do with it. I don't know. I don't know what that's got to do with YouTube, but no, it's not. No, YouTube have actually changed this. If I find a link to the video that I saw, I'll send it to you. I'll send it. I'll send it. I'll show you it. Or just type in on YouTube, John. What's happening with YouTube? And look up the most recent video, like one that's been put out like a day or two ago or whatever, and you'll see it. You'll see what they're saying. They've changed things, and it's affected everyone. So it ain't just me. It's loads of people. It's loads of different. But anyway, let's speak about filmmaking. Filmmaking process. I'd love for more people to come in. I really would. I'd love to meet some filmmakers or some people that are interested in the process. They could be a writer. A writer could be in. I'd love to speak. Or producer, could be an actor who's watching me. I'd like to speak to an actor. I'd like to speak to someone. You know what I mean? Honestly, John, I want to speak to anyone. I'd like to speak to anybody. What can I say? What can I do? Let's just wait. I won't say wait. I have to just let it happen. 15 people now are in the live stream, John. So it went from 1 to 15. Let's see how. Ah, sorry, I got a sound in my throat. See how glitchy it is. Right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to my channel. My name is Sam, and this channel, excuse me, this channel is about filmmaking, my journey into film making, and my love of cinema. You know, really what it is about, what I was just saying to John, who's in the comment section. I'm here to talk about, well, I'm here to connect with people that are interested in filmmaking as well. Any part of the filmmaking process. So, anyone out there right now who's a writer, a producer, a director, screenwriters, you know, like a writer, screenwriter, actors, anyone who's part of sound editing, visual effects editing, you know, practical effects, anything to do with the filmmaking process, I could quite happily speak to anyone here who already does it or has got an interest in it. Any actors out there, you know, I'm happy. This channel is about talking about any part of the filmmaking process. So that's what this channel is. So let's, you know, we can talk. You know, let's talk. Hello Jake. Hello Catch Mountain Mad TV. Have a good day. Yeah. See how weird the algorithm is? It just sent 15 people in. Weird, isn't it? Very strange. Yeah. It sent in this Mad TV guy. It sent in Jake. It's cool. It's interesting, yeah. Who's everyone's favorite director? Mine's obvious. You know, mine's Sir Christopher Nolan. I think that's obvious. Oh, I like Zack Snyder. I love Zack Snyder. I love who else do I like? They're my two sort of favorite. The main one being Chris Nolan. But I mean, I've got other directors that I've liked their work, who don't really make a lot of. They're not making films right now. Frank Darabont, who did The Shawshank Redemption, The Green Mile. I like him as a director. I like what he did. I like the films that he did. Not every film, but I like. He's a good director, and he produced them films as well. He wrote them. You know, I think he wrote the screenplays. Very creative. I like. I like. Um, as well, like what you got to realize that a director is not just who does cinema or film. Oh yeah, Kubrick. Yeah, I should have mentioned Stanley Kubrick. Yeah, I mean, I need to watch more of Kubrick's films, the ones that I've not watched yet. But even though I've not seen these films, I know it sounds like a weird comment what I'm about to say, but I know the guy very well through studying him and hearing him on interviews, and I understand him. He understood the human condition. That's why most of his films, if not all of them, are based around the human condition. I've seen 2001: Space Odyssey. I went to the theater to see that. They were playing it in a cinema in London, who play all classic films, and I saw it. I know Kubrick very well, even though what I said, you know, I know. So and because of that, he's one of my favorite directors. He is. I like Ridley Scott. Not everything he's made, but I like a lot of what he's made. Like Gladiator, and you know, Alien. You know, I like James Cameron, some of his films. Not everything he's made. Some of Spielberg's films I like, you know. Um, they're all visionary filmmakers, but I think out of all of them, the most visionary ones out of all of them is Kubrick, Nolan, and George Lucas, like Star Wars, and Ridley Scott and Cameron and Spielberg. Yeah, they're all visionary film, but some are more sort of. Well, I shouldn't say this, but no, they're all great. I was gonna say something, but I don't need to. But I don't need to say it. But they're all visionary filmmakers. You know, I know you've got Quentin Tarantino. I know you've got like a lot of other filmmakers now that are on the horizon. That's great. You know what I mean? I think I'm not against filmmakers. You know, I might have voiced a few times that I don't really like certain filmmakers' work, but I don't wish nothing bad against them. I just don't like their work. You know, and that's fine. It doesn't mean it's bad. It just means that I just don't connect with it. Um, who else is there? And director as well. It's not just about film and cinema. It could be TV. It could be TV shows, right? It could be you know. Who else is there? Ridley Scott. Yeah. Hmm. Just trying to think. Who else was there? Or who else is there? Obviously, like the French Canadian director Denis Villeneuve. Is that how you pronounce his surname? Or Villeneuve. Is that how you pronounce it? Who did the Dune films? Dune Part One, Part Two. He's done other films. Blade Runner, the Blade Runner sequel. Um, I need to connect with him. I need to see his films properly on the big one in IMAX. And, um, what else is there? There's many filmmakers. You know, there are, you know, there's some that do comedy for this. There's all different types. What's the name of them two brothers that did Me, Myself, and Irene? And there's something about Mary. They are great as filmmakers. They are perfect. We need to get them back, man, to do some comedy again. Um, who else is there? Well, there's many. Let's just put it that way. But in terms of the big filmmakers, you know, it's the ones I've mentioned already. Like, you know, I understand it's a business. It is this, it's that, but at the end of the day, you need the creativity to be there. Otherwise, you don't have anything. You don't have anything. You need to have the creative. You got to believe in the idea of what you're making. If you had to shot, if you had a shot to make any show of your choice from your own vision, what would you start with? And to find what is that? What if you had? I can't read the comments on there. Let me get them on my laptop or my iPad. Sorry, give me a moment. Just let me get this work. Just let me change. Subscribe to my. Just give me a momento. What's going on? Change to my other channel. Switch account. I don't know why I keep coughing. Uh, view channel. Where's my live stream? Why is it not showing up? Dad, did you get a notification? Hello, Tania. Did you get a notification, John, about this live stream? Hello, Tanya. Yeah. Did you get? You did. All right, because let me just give me a moment, people. I just want to check something. I just want to check something on 11 views. Oh, hello, everyone. All right. Welcome to my channel. My name is Sam. This channel is about filmmaking process, and anything to do with film, basically, or any aspect. You know, if there's an actor out there watching this, if there's a screenwriter, if there's directors, producers, lighting people, sound technicians, visual effects artists, whoever you are, anyone who's got an interest in the filmmaking process, this is the channel to talk to. This is what it's about. So yeah, that's because I'm a filmmaker, and I'm gonna go into being a full-time filmmaker. And this channel is about not just showing my journey into it, but connecting with other people that are interested in the same, that are interested in the filmmaking process, whatever that is for you. That's what this channel's about. Oh yeah, so it did come up on my channel. It did come up on the on my iPad saying that I am live. Yeah, right. I see. So it is actually working. That's good. Yeah, 8 people watching. Perfect. Where are you? I'm from the United Kingdom. I live in the UK, and yeah, you're in Australia. Hello there. I think there's a few IMAXs in Australia. There's a few big IMAX buildings in Australia. There are near Sydney, I think. Yeah, or in Sydney, or is there one in Perth? I don't know. I've seen a video of someone go into it. The reason why I mentioned that is because IMAX to me is the most superior form of film, like in terms of like a medium of a vehicle, of how you see how film is projected. Yeah, thanks, Tanya. That's very kind. Yeah, come over and I'll show you around the state. Yeah, I mean, I'm not in a position to do that anytime soon, but that's very kind of you. Yeah, thank you. Manifest. I'm fine, Tanya, for the moment. I've got things to deal with in my own personal life right now, my own personal life. But would I ever come to Australia? Yeah, I'd come there. I'd come and see what it's about. It's a big journey, to travel to such country like that. It's yeah, I need to be ready to do something like that. But yeah, but it's not. But thanks anyway. I mean, there is another person that I speak to in Australia. There's this other lady that I've met on here. Uh, she might even come on the live stream today. I don't know. She might. Could be a chance she might come on. So what was your question, John, that you said to me? If you had if you had a shot to make any show of your choice from your own vision, what would you start with to find your first words for the script? Ooh, what would you start with to find your first words for the script? Well, it depends on what the vision. It depends on the nature of what it is I'm making. It depends on the vision. I don't know. I think ultimately, like, to answer that question, it comes down to the idea. What is the idea? I can't possibly say what the first words would be, but if I have my own chance, if I have my own shot to do my own vision, TV show, right? What would you start with to find the first words for your script? But if I've got the idea in mind, I'm either going to write the script on my own, write the screenplay, or I'm going to have help with another screenwriter. Um, I would work with another screenwriter. If unless I do it on my own, I'm going to be working with a screenwriter. I'm going to be working with a screenwriter. Yeah, and as well, I'm going to get storyboards made up. I'm going to get certain frames. So I'm going to get the whole show and each episode storyboarded. A rough outline of what is going to be seen per each scene. Yeah. Um. Like, what's your process? Is it a better way to frame it? Yeah. Like, as I said, like, it depends on the idea. It depends on how much I'm. If I feel so aligned with the idea, then maybe there's a chance that I might just write the whole thing and storyboard the whole thing myself. But most likely, if I'm doing a TV show, I'm probably going to be collaborating. Well, whatever you're making, like if it's a TV show or a film, like an actual studio, you're going to be collaborating with people, with the right people. All my classes were cancelled because of the weather. Oh, that's okay. You get to stay at home for the day then. How was your day? Yeah, it was not bad. I won't say any more than that, but it was I'm glad to be here. That's all that matters, you know. So, no, it's a good question, John. I don't know how to answer that really. I don't know how. Well, I don't know how. If you feel so pure, if you feel the idea so pure within you, you're gonna start writing it. You're gonna start writing. You're gonna start putting pen to paper or typing it up. You know, you're gonna start writing it out. You'll write a draft, a first or second draft or whatever, and then if you're collaborating with another screenwriter, they'll take your words and they'll do a pass of that draft, and they'll read through it, and they will revise it in any way, and they will so they'll give it a polish. They'll give it you understand, so basically you're working with another screenwriter. You might even, yeah, and then so then the changes, the edits or the amendments that are made to the script or to the screenplay, um, that will then be used as storyboards, or you might even make the storyboards before the screenplay. This is the thing. Either way, whatever comes first, but ultimately it's all a process. And you then, you just take one step at a time. If you've got your screenplay in place and you've got your storyboards in place, which I recommend storyboards being done, um, then it's a matter of when you're going to start shooting. But even before that, actually, I shouldn't have said that. Somewhere in that, well, probably not long after you've got the screenplay in place and you've got the storyboarding done, then the question arises where you got to start finding the actors to be in this, the casting. It's all a process, you know what I mean? And then there's auditions and auditioning and like whatever. So, and then once you've locked in all the actors and you've got an agreement and you all know what you're doing and you've got the money in place, you've got the budget, depending if you're doing this independently or you're doing it for a studio, most likely it will be a studio. Like if it's going to be televised, you know, there's a process with all that, with the pre-production, with the filming, post-production.
you know, the editing afterward. Do you understand? It's like it's a process. You know what I mean? So, but as long as you got the idea in place and you're working with the right people, and whether the money's your own or whether the money is being given to you from a studio, like they've give you a budget, you got to have a good relationship with them and let them know what you're doing on a daily basis. You got to let them. You got to keep them informed. You don't want to. You don't want to like find any reason for them to like start messing around with what you're doing. Like, you know, like they might want changes to be made, but ultimately you got to keep true to the vision, what you're doing. You got to like you might have to sacrifice some little things out of it, but if it's things that are going to be essential to the feel of the vision, then that's I don't know what to say to that. I mean, you're gonna have to stand your ground with the studio, but obviously you don't want to get in trouble. So I don't want to talk about that. I mean, I'm not saying that I'm not backing out of this. I'm just saying that I'm not like backing out of my answer here. I'm just saying that if that happens, then that's a situation that you got to face that bridge when you come to it. You have to cross that bridge when you come to it. You know. But hopefully that doesn't happen. The studio trusts what you're doing. They see what you're doing. They're seeing the daily shots, the dailies as they call it, the dailies. And this is I'm talking about if a studio is giving you a job, and then because it's their money that they're borrowing you. They could be borrowing you like a few £1 million or whatever it is, or half a million. I don't know what it is. Depends on the budget. Depends on what the scale of what you know. But basically you got to work with the right people. You got to have the idea, and you got to be in harmony with the people that you're working with. Simple as that. It's like going down. I like going down to those. So I like going down to those. I like going down those roads of thought. I do it all the time, constantly. If I'm a bit otherwise engaged, I mean, yeah, yeah, yeah. How long have I been on this live stream? Well, it's almost been 40 minutes. Time flies. I'll be on here another 20 minutes or so to make it an hour. Yeah. Some people came in, some people subscribed. I think some people, it's not. It's getting there. It's getting. The more videos you put, the more content, the more it affects the algorithm. It all has an effect. It all has an effect. So, and the reason why I've not put any content on recently is because I'm conscious about what I'm putting on. I'm not just putting on anything. I'm putting on things that I care about. And so if the reason why you ain't seen me put nothing on is because there's not nothing that I've felt recently that I care enough about to put on. In fact, the other day I made a video, another one that I was going to upload about just what I was just talking about working with the right people. And that was going to be the title of the video. That's what the topic was about. It was about working with the right people or the team or people, right? And I weren't happy with the what I was talking about. I weren't happy with the way I was because it felt a bit forced, and I just deleted it. I scrapped it and threw it in the garbage. So I'll make it again when I'm feeling a bit more focused. When I'm feeling a bit more in flow. A couple were just us to so. What's that, John? I don't really understand what you like. Like, if there's another way of refining your question, John. When you said if you had a shot to make any show of your choice from your own vision, that part I understand. The part I don't understand is the other part of the question when you put what would you start with to find your first words for the script? What's my process? I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'll just follow your feelings. I think that's what the process is. It's just follow. If you're so in love with an idea, you'll just get the thoughts coming to you. You'll start thinking about how many episodes you're gonna have. You start thinking about what each episode's gonna be about. It just starts flashing into your mind, and you'll feel the feeling, which is I have to write that down. So you'll write it down maybe on a rough piece of paper, and then you'll keep it all there to one side, and then you'll take each component off that piece of paper, and then you'll expand it into like um an episode, and then you'll break that episode down into a series of like a beginning, middle, and an end, 3 acts, you could say, Act 1, Act 2, Act 3, and in Act 1 could be comprised of 4 situations that happen. A person, finds the money. If it's something to do with like a bank robbery or something, I don't know. They find that you see a close up of a bank being robbed. And then in the next scene is that they're getting away. You see the next scene, which is 2 weeks later, where they show where they've stashed the money and they're in their hideout, and they're and while they secretly bank robbers on the weekend in their normal lives, in their 9 to 5 jobs, they're secretly working at, I don't know, Best Buy. And you see the daily life of them working at Best Buy, knowing that they've got $500,000 sitting in a suitcase under their bed, back of their apartment, and they're just wondering how long is it going to be before the heat's died down, by the police that are circling around trying to find them, and they're waiting for the heat to die down so they can quit their 9 to 5 job, quit their cover story, which is the 9 to 5 job, leave the area, and and do a run with the money, and move off to, I don't know, to some exotic countries, to some exotic island. So I don't know. You know what I mean? You break. It's all broken down into different. Uh, it's broken down into different. I mean, I just made all that up just then on the spot. I mean, it's not really that well. It was an example of how like you have to have a build up, and then you have to have character development, and you have to keep the audience interested. You know what I mean? You have to keep them invested. But like I was saying, each scene, each act is broken down into like 4 or 5 main situations, and each of them situations is you know uh, 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 um it is could be each of them scenarios, each of them 5 scenarios within each act. Each scenario took you about 2 weeks to film, to shoot, just the filming. And so you spend 2 weeks on location, you spend a week on, or 1 week, you spend 1 week on location, there, there, and there. And so I mean, I don't know if I'm explaining this right. It's all part of the um you're breaking the story down per scenario, or right, when I say per scene, but per circumstance of where the characters are. You understand? Like, so it's so if you know what they are in your mind as you're writing the screenplay, like you already know where you want to go with it. You already know where you're taking it. You already know where you want to. So then it becomes easier to write down. That's what I'm saying. So it becomes easier to write down like a basic, like a first draft. And then once you've got everything together, you're going to take all what you've written and you're going to rewrite it all again. Like, you'll keep mainly most of it, but you'll tweak it, you'll edit it, you'll amend the words. You'll do a rewrite, you'll do another draft, and then you might pan that draft again. You might do another draft. You might go through it again until you're really satisfied with it. But then you might find that you're even more satisfied with it if you go for a third draft of it. You know what I mean? I'm assuming that's if you do that, or you might just give it to another screenwriter to do a draft on it. And then when you get back what he's written and compare it to what you wrote, you might think, I quite like his one more than my one. Even though you originally wrote the basis of the one that he gave back to you, it's a draft that he's polished with his perception, which but then you might take his draft and then do another draft to his one. Do you understand? It's like, what do they call that? They call that script doctors or script surgeons or something. There's a word. I mean, if you're sending it around to so many people, there's something wrong going on. In my opinion, there's something not fucking right going on there. I think you and another screenwriter, another producer who's producing part of the screenplay, which they classed as a producer. I think you and one other person, or maybe you and two other people, is enough in your sort of creative team to like polish a story. If you're finding that you're not confident in it and you're handing it down to like dozens of people, I think that there's something wrong going on. You know what I mean? I think there's something not right going on there. I think you're letting it be. You're throwing it into the hands of too many eyes. There's too many eyes on it. It's like a reflection that you're not happy with what you've met. You're not believing in what you're doing. If you really believe in what you're doing, you only need to like literally either have one other person look at it to give like a, do you know what I mean? Like to give like you and the um like it could be someone from the studio who looks at it as well. Like a what do you call these people? Well, a studio producer. Yeah, like that's what I'm sorry. Yeah, that's what I meant. Like you basically, it's only going to be seen by like a couple of people, like a handful at most, like a handful of serious people, before it's given out to the crew, the cast, when it's finally ready, when you start filming, you know. But before you even start filming, before you even start casting, before any of that, most of the time, most people have their screenplays written. Like their script is their Bible, their story, their idea that the whole screenplay is perfected, right, before any filming is done. There might be the odd chance where during filming they might change a certain scene slightly. They might let on the day an actor might improvise and say his own lines. Like it will stay true to what you've written, but he might say something a little bit different, where it's not on. He's improvised, but it worked, and so you end up peeping that. You end up taking that into the final edit. But I'm just saying that in regards to screenplay writing and screenwriting and writing a screenplay, writing the whole first, second, and third act, you don't want to be sharing it around with too many people. Yeah, yeah, like you just said that, just saying you don't share anything with anyone. You don't want to let too many eyes be looking at it. Yeah, that's my point. You only want to have a select people, to one or two people that are in harmony with you and you trust, and that's the screenplay that you're going to polish, and that is what you're going to be. That is the story. That is the yeah, that yeah. What's your comments? So yeah, I was thinking I have all these ideas constantly, but if I knew I wanted to write the script of my life, what? But if I knew I wanted to write the script of my life, would that screw up my usual brilliance? And what does Sam think? What? Sorry, I'm confused. I don't share. What do you mean by that comment? Sorry, I didn't. Unless I couldn't. I don't understand what that means. Sorry. I don't share any of my stuff with anybody anymore. My exes read my stuff. I should. I should. I should put a few of my pieces out there and just see what happens. Makes me nervous of getting my ideas ripped off. I've thought about these exact things you're saying. I've had these thoughts. Don't don't go public with any of it. Don't. No one needs to know about this. Only your internal network of people. But that's the thing. Don't go and make something unless you're in harmony with the right people. You have to be patient, but you have to like bite your lip. You basically, does it, if it means that the payoff is going to be what you want, and without being ripped off, and doing it properly, if it meant that in order for that to be done, one of the rules is that you need to be patient, and you need to only work with people that are in harmony with you, not just someone that you've gone out and hired because you need them to fill that gap. I'm talking about you'll meet the people that are in harmony with they're sympathetic to you. They're not going to rip you off. If they're in harmony with you, they're not going to rip you off. They're not going to backstab you. They're not going to rip you off. If they're in harmony with what you're doing, they'll support you with your project, and they'll come to a mutual agreement. Like, they're in harmony with what you're doing. You know what I mean? So, because I think most people, they don't have people. Most people don't. Well, there are a lot of people that are in harmony with the people that they've had that work with them, and then, if you're just showing anyone this stuff and you don't really know these people, then you're setting yourself up for a failure. So you don't want to, yeah, you don't want to be putting your stuff just out there for anyone to see. If you're serious about what you're doing, you're gonna wait to meet each person on that team, even the actors. You're gonna go for an interview. Like, when I say an interview process, it's like, you should see it as that you're recruiting people to work for your business. Like, imagine you had a business. You're recruiting people to help for you to set up your own company. See the film, the idea that the film, the movie, as a company where you've only got one shot to allow and to not accept anything other than the right people that are in harmony with what you're doing. See it like that, and apply that to a film. Apply that. Yeah, and you know what I'm talking about here, John, about following your feelings, like following the feeling, right? Like when you go like that with your hands, the feeling of following if you're so charged to make this project, you're gonna feel, you're gonna feel, you're gonna start thinking, you're gonna start receiving ideas, receiving, you're gonna start, because you're vibrating so strongly on it. You're gonna start attracting all the. You're gonna start finding the people and finding the right things to help you to bring that thing into being. Right. You're gonna find the right. Basically, the right people are gonna show up. So, because you're so charged with the feeling, So I won't worry about where these people are gonna come from. It will come out through a place where you don't even expect, maybe through conversation, through people. You're gonna find people that are in harmony with what you want to make. I can't say though, John, when and where that's going to be. I'm sorry, I can't. But you have to feel in flow with the idea. You have to you need to feel. You need to firmly believe in the idea, whatever your idea. You need to firmly believe in that idea and say that is my idea. That's my baby. You believe in it, and you're going to find other people that will believe in that idea with you. I just don't know where. I can't. So I can't say get in touch with these people, do this. That it will come through the ether, through osmosis. It will come. You'll find them, man. As long as you stay truthful to the idea. Now, Christopher Nolan said this, John. He said, get yourself a script. Right, whether you make your own screenplay, script, story, or work with, or if someone wants you to work with on their script. you know, and you're honest with them. Either way, Christopher Nolan said, get yourself a script and hold on to it. That's what he said. He said anyone who's looking to get into the industry, the business, he said my only advice which was the advice that I was given. He said was get yourself a script and hold on to it. It doesn't matter how long it's going to take you. Don't worry about the length of time. Don't worry about the however long it's going to. It doesn't matter. What matters is getting it done right. Someone once said to me, "Do it properly or don't bother." Someone I knew, a friend of mine who's gone now, he said to me, "Sam," he said, he said, "Sammy, if you're going to do something in life, do it properly or don't bother." Because you're not going to be happy if you're not bothered doing it. You're not going to feel right. It's not going to feel good. Do it properly or don't bother. There's a Christopher Nolan interview, John, that I think you would like. If I get the title of it, it's called Christopher Nolan on Directing, and it's by the BAFTA Academy in the UK. Christopher Nolan interview. That's the video. It's right there. I just typed in. The first came up. Well, not the first one, but the fourth one down. See this video here? See this video here? Christopher Nolan on Directing by the BAFTA guru. I'm gonna share that. Copy link. Watch that. I don't know if the links worked. Oh, what the fuck is? Sorry, what is it? What's going on here? The link's not worked for some reason. It's not working. I don't know what that was. What's going on here? Hold on. Oh right, because I'm on the wrong channel. Yeah, but even still, we should still put the comment through. Oh, I've got 88 subscribers now. Upon looking at my channel, that's great. Thank you for the people that have subscribed to me. Well, you saw the video, John. If the link don't go through, oh, it's gone through. Sit on your scripts if you truly believe them. Yeah. Yes, John. Just watch that interview. Watch that interview. It's 59 minutes here on my clock. There's another 40 seconds or so until it hits an hour. I mean, I'm probably going to be leaving now. I'm wrapping this live stream up and getting back to my evening. We can speak again, John. It's not a problem. Today might not be the day they get the attention. Yeah, he was talking about a renowned movie that didn't get made until 20 years later. Yeah, and that happened to even Chris Nolan. Some films that he had the idea of, like Inception. Yeah, he had the idea of that when he was when he was in university. But he couldn't make that straight away because he needed to get more experience in the industry, more respect from the studios, and for the studios to allow him a higher budget to make such film like Inception, because he couldn't make that on a $1 million budget, or $5 million, or $10 million. He needed $100 million plus to make something like that. It's in the nature of the story. It's in the nature of the story. You know what I mean? With all the visual effects and everything. You understand? It's in the nature of the type of story. You know, if you're making a story about John, well, say Bob the Builder, but I don't know, or John the Butcher, or John the I don't know, the football referee. You know, where you're talking about that it's a biopic of a football referee. You know, you don't need $100 million for that. You know what I mean? You understand what I'm trying to say? Like it's not. Do you understand? But when you're making films like which require a lot of practical effects, visual effects, big sound stages, big huge stages, like studio stages, big, like monumental sort of like visionary films, you know, you're gonna need more money. So yeah, but he had ideas that he didn't give up on. He just focused on other ideas which had more or quicker priority, like his other films that he made, and like Memento, like Insomnia with Al Pacino, which, you know, I think that was $40 million to make that. 40 million, which was quite a lot. I think that was about 40 million or something like that. You know, but so basically what I'm saying is that, and even while he was making them films, he had the idea of these other films in his mind or on paper that he was saving for a rainy day. You know, if you know, you understand what I mean. But he didn't. He did make them still. The point was that he went on to make them. But the point is that he believes in the idea. That's the point. Some ideas might bear fruit quicker than other trees. One tree might bear fruit within 2 years. One tree that you have inside the tree might, you know, that analogy, that allegorical way of seeing it, the other tree might take 10 years to bear that fruit, or 15, or 20 years, or longer. But the point is that you still watered the tree, you still nurtured the tree, you still believed in the idea. That's what I'm trying to say. So he still believed in the idea. So that's the answer. But watch that video and he'll explain more in the video. You're gonna like that interview. I've watched it many times. He's saying it. He can't be any more honest with you. He's saying it out front to you. He's saying he says, get yourself a script. Yeah, put it on right now, John. All right, man. I might watch it again as well. Everyone, thanks for being here on this live stream. Thanks for the subscribers that joined, whoever that was. We'll speak next time about film and the filmmaking, anything to do with the filmmaking process. So I'll catch you all later. Thanks, John, and thanks to everyone else that was here. Bye. Bye. See you next time. Bye.